You're listening to the Blue Collar Nerd Podcast.
Hey, boy, back in my day, we didn't have your fancy little podcast. We just read the newspaper like real men. Get off my job site, boy.
All right, welcome to another exciting episode of the Blue Collar Nerd Podcast. I'm the Plummalorian. I'm joined by Plum Dangerous.
Yo.
Nick Electric.
It's a trap.
And we've got a guest. We got Evan. Hey, boy. Burns.
Hey, boy.
Hey, guys, thanks for having me on your podcast.
Hey.
Thanks for having me,
Yeah,
guys.
a.k.a. Replum. We were supposed to have Boston Plumbing Monster on here, but he couldn't make it. But we're going to be talking about scammers and trolls. If you're on social media, which I would assume everybody listening to this podcast is, there's some weird people out there. Everyone in this podcast right now has dealt with these people. I'm going to fill in everybody here on what happened to Boston. He was going to tell his side of things. But if you didn't know, if you follow Boston Plumbing Monster on Facebook, he had about, I don't know, Danger, what do you think? It was like 319,000 at the time followers?
319?
Yeah.
Maybe 320? Oh, he might have had a little less.
Yeah, so he was above 300,000 followers on there, and this happened about 3 weeks ago. I had actually gotten a text message from him, and he's like, hey, do you think this is real? So he got a notification inside Facebook. Long story short, the notification, at first glance, you're just moving and grooving throughout the day, you would think that this thing was legit. It said his account was being restricted. And since this all went down, I've tried to warn people about it. The scammer who was tricking Boston into clicking a link that would make this guy his admin of his page, and then he was able to boot Boston out of the page. You might be asking yourself, why would he do that? They want to take over these followers to run more scams. That's exactly what happened. After he took over the page, he was actually using Boston's page to boost other pages that he had. And then in his stories, he was posting stories that they had the link at the bottom where it said swipe up. Obviously, you would know that if you click that link, come up with a page like that, nothing good can come from that. And around we go. And I actually reached out to Evan Replum here and told him what was going on there. It just so happened that one of the videos that this scammer was sharing after he took the page over was one of Replum's videos.
Mm-hmm.
And Evan was like, I'll take care of that, because Replum's no stranger to copyright. I had been talking to him previous to all this stuff going on. You get hit up like crazy with people reposting your videos and using your audio and all sorts of stuff. It's crazy.
So on TikTok, there's 6 accounts that do actually steal my videos. They did. There's 6 videos that they copied and posted. One of them had 10,000 views was the most, and I think they lost heart. They just gave up. They were like, oh, it's too hard to post videos. And so there's Replum 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, and 17.
Wow.
All those accounts have no traction at all. They all just gave up. They were like, okay.
Wow.
They
Curious about
They
those
put
numbers.
no thought into their name whatsoever. They're like,
They were just bad
No.
at counting, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Well, and I know there's a for you, Replum, is that they actually are stealing some of your audio now.
Yeah.
And putting it over other videos.
That's what I
Yeah,
saw.
I've seen that on
Yep,
YouTube.
on YouTube, I was going to say.
Yep.
I think it was on Cheddar Replum. They don't have any of my videos. They have Plumbing Skater and then Cheddar's videos.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just steal Cheddar's audio as well. Pretty messed up.
Yeah. They do that. I know that on one of your videos here recently that you posted on, someone actually tagged you and was like, hey, are you also this other plumbing page? I think it's Harold the Plumber on Facebook, I believe.
Mhm.
Or maybe
Yeah.
it's
Harold
TikTok.
and Randy.
I think Harold is Facebook.
Randy's on
Yeah.
Facebook too. We all know Randy.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
27K last I
I
checked.
know. It would piss me off, man. It's one thing to see my video every now and then pop up on some of these guys' pages, but that guy posts nothing but your stuff, and it's got to be aggravating.
Yeah, he is the smartest scammer of all the scammers, though, because he has me blocked. So that makes it really hard for me to report his videos. I actually have to go on my wife's phone and then copy the link from her phone, text it to myself, and then fill out the forms from there.
Jeez.
But just
Listen,
an extra step.
After the podcast, Plum will teach you the secret ways, and you won't have to use your wife's phone anymore.
Yeah, I have.
Sounds good. I'll stay on the line.
Yeah, stay on the phone. Yeah, so back to these guys, these scammers, and I would chuck these guys that do the copyright stuff. I put them all in the same boat here. It's getting ridiculous. I was talking to Nick a little bit, Plumbing Skater, about it. He said that YouTube's better, but they're like not the best about the reporting, the copyright stuff. But I've never had any problem if you go into the YouTube studio and you see these people that have used your content and you can like basically check box on all of them and they have 7 days to take it down, that kind of thing. I feel like it works.
But yeah, I've never seen that area in YouTube where you're talking about. But one time YouTube disabled my monetization and it said I was copying myself.
Oh, wow.
And then I had to submit a video appeal saying, hey, I make my content, this and that.
Okay. Yeah,
But yeah, I haven't seen very many of my videos on YouTube lately.
just go to youtube.studio.com, I think it's called. If you sign into there and there's like a copyright section on there, it'll pop up like tons of videos that are anything that's using your video in there. Anyway, back to Boston. So this whole scam thing happened and I felt really bad. He put a lot of hard work into that thing. Now he's had to start over. His account right now, and if I butcher his last name, Matt Benavides, does that sound right, guys?
It sounds
Okay.
right to me.
Yeah, that's his new account. If you find him on Facebook, he's actually using his full real name on there, and he's got the blue check. He's at 7K right now, so he's doing really well for only being at it for 3 weeks. But it's just the fact that this guy that scammed, he still has an account. It's got all his videos on there. This guy's walking around with his face. Basically, identity theft when it comes down to it. And
then you've got his merch line too. Obviously now Boston is able to promote his merch on that account, which
Yeah,
really
oh shit,
sucks.
I didn't realize that. Damn.
He still has control of the website.
yeah, so he
Okay.
has the 30packjackandjill.com now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he still has that website, but what I was telling him, and I was like, you need to let, obviously, your followers know that there's nothing stopping this guy from scamming some of these people just randomly and getting them to click a website having to do like the merch or something. I'm sure these guys could think of something. Just don't click any links from this account whatsoever. Just don't click any links. Just stop clicking links.
That's
I
how
know
they get
Danger
you.
and I had talked about it. Yeah, we had talked about it. Danger basically, he's at this point, and I think I'm at this point now. It's if Facebook hit me up with a restriction, I think I would just see what happens now, rather than like trying to click a link and preventing it from happening. Just because it's too scary to have that happen, to put into an account that you put a lot of work into.
Well, with Facebook too, you can go into your professional dashboard and then you can actually go and see if you have community violations. And then, of course, the same thing with TikTok.
Right. Yes.
I get those emails that these scammers think for some reason that my email address is for your page on Facebook.
Yeah.
And they want me to click a link saying that your page is going to be taken down in 3 or 4 days. And I've been getting those emails since 2022. So,
Yeah, watch them now. They're going to send them to me after they're hearing this podcast.
yeah. It's probably all them listening to it. This is probably the people that listen to our podcast.
Oh my gosh. You heard the old, I forgot who said it. You see all the people that watch your stories. About 70% of those people hate you.
That's the best part.
Yeah. So anyway, they're probably the haters are listening to this podcast. But like, I hate that guy so much. Got the lotion out and everything.
I hate you so much, but I just love that voice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially
Anyway.
Dane.
Oh yeah, man.
That's just I'm
Such a
sick right
sexy
now.
voice. You even sexier with the sick.
Do you want me to
sick
talk
voice.
like this now? Do you just want me
Yeah.
to say, hey, everybody, it's late night with
Just
Plum
say
Dangerous?
Just say
You need to make more videos like that.
Chain. You need to put that chain over the pipe, not under it, you idiot.
I like that one you did with the sped up voice. Was that just to keep it under a minute?
That
30?
Oh
was
my god.
great.
So yes. So I had a morning where I just didn't feel like editing. I use my iPad to edit. It's a lot easier than using my phone. I went to upload it on Instagram and it was 2 minutes and 3 seconds. And I was like, I am not about to re-edit this video down to save 3 seconds. And so I just hit like double speed and I just hadn't had a full cup of coffee and I just thought it was hilarious. And I was like, I'm just going to post this and see what happens. Cause honestly, with Instagram's great. And I've been through the ringer with Instagram. I just post on there the post.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't care. Let me just see what happens. And apparently I got a really good reaction because a lot of people were like, dude, this is hilarious.
Danger the Chipmunk.
Yep.
Yeah, I like what you're doing on TikTok. You're posting it on Instagram and stuff too, but you're like super easy. It's funny.
Well, And there's another person in this on this podcast that I think is hilarious, and that is you, Replum, with your stuff. And I've watched you evolve this character of Replum on TikTok, and I love the two voices that you use.
Yeah, man, I call that my troll repellent. That's like a formula that I cooked up and it's been working pretty good. And when I don't do it on videos, people tend to ask for it. So now
Yep.
I can't stop.
Yep.
I think I commented that on Facebook. I was like, you got to give the people what you want. The guy in Gladiator, is this what you want?
Yep.
Exactly.
But yeah, my
Yeah.
videos will do really bad when I don't do a voiceover too. It's just, I'm married to it now. It's become one with Replum.
I feel that you find your niche. Is that how you say it? Not niche. And
Yeah.
and your followers expect
Niche.
they expect that niche.
That's that niche.
From you. Yeah, so you got a good thing going there, and people love you. They love you so much they don't even know what they're watching anymore. And so when they're watching my videos, they go, "Where's the voice?" And I was like, "You got the wrong guy, man."
That's like that one guy that commented your actual name on one of my things, and I was like, wrong person.
Yeah.
I can't remember where you said it, but Plumlorian, you were talking about hand models. And then that was the point where I woke up. I was like, okay, I need to find my niche. And then that's what happened. I was like, I can't be a hand model anymore.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, man.
Well-
I forgot how long ago that might have been a year ago, man. That was a while. Yeah. I remember I said that.
What were you
and it-
talking on? Was it a post?
I think I told you in a message, I said about us
Okay.
hand models. There's a lot of us out there where we're literally just high speed. People love that. I get that all the time. Like, I love these high speed plumbing videos. I don't know what it is. I'm not even a plumber. And I love watching them. And it's, you got to find your niche. If you want to just be another hand model out there, let's go for it. You know? But that's me. I'm just another hand model. I don't have anything special, no special voices. If I do the special voices, Replum, I'm just a copycat at that point. I actually toyed around with a couple voices. I'm not going to do them for you right now. Surfer Dude was one of them, but then I was like, they got the guy, that plumbing dude, right?
Yeah.
And if I do the Surfer Dude, I'm him. So I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. I'm better at basically this new this ASMR stuff.
ASMR,
Yeah, apparently
yes.
it's a big deal. But I posted several videos with no music and HD Plumbers. I think you know him, right? Replum. Yeah, he was like, "Dude, what mic are you using?" It's a GoPro. It sounds so good in my ears, literally like ear candy. I had one where I'm scraping caulk off a tile wall for a tub spout, and the housewives that are loving this. And anyway,
I usually skip that part of the video.
yeah. Anyway,
Late
yeah,
night.
exactly.
Yeah, daddy.
This
And then the press tool comes out.
Yeah.
That's the worst sound, dude.
No,
Oh
but
my
people
God.
love
Yeah.
that. I don't know what it is about that high-speed press tool. Basically, what I'm getting at is that there's so many different people that love so many different things on there, and it's you just got to do you, and your followers will follow you. And I know that you've gotten on your videos, Replum, where you posted it without the voices, and you get nothing but people. Where are my voices? It's hey man, I might not have time to record voices every single day, so it's got to take a break. So
That's why I tell them I'm going to Long John
or
Silver's, the local Applebee's, whatever local chain you
the Red Lobster off the interstate. You got a gift card.
Yeah,
Captain D's down here, buddy.
my special date night. But yeah, no,
Right.
some days I just don't have it in me.
And it takes a lot out of you too. I think that a lot of people need to understand too that balancing your actual work life and then your social media life. For people to watch a 2-minute video or a 1-minute video, sometimes it takes us, I don't know, for me, it's like sometimes anywhere between an hour and 3 hours of editing.
If you're doing full-time plumbing, that it means a late night or early morning to make it happen.
I'll get comments from people that they'll see the tub spout video. Hey, can you do one with a tub drain? I'm like, yeah. Let me let me turn around here. I'm gonna go ahead and just.
Let me tell the customer that I'm going to change the tub drain. They called about the
Right.
spout.
I just like same line every time. I was like, yeah, I'll post it when I run across it next. That's what we were talking before about. Actually, before we started the podcast here, about how we run into so many of the same things, and it might happen all in the same week. So, like when you see PRV after PRV, it is what it is. And I know Replum knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, actually, my favorite trolls are on YouTube. There's one guy, Casey Schmidt. he just can't stop. He's heckling me on every video, man. I think he's called my company and he found out my boss's name, and now he likes to drop it every once in a while.
Wow.
But yeah, he
Secretly
definitely
loves
wants to see
you.
me doing something different. He wants to see me like roughing in something, or I don't
That's
know.
that's like
Wow.
troll gone to
That
the
is
max.
that is like god level troll. Like this dude spent so much time watching your videos. He figured out what company you work for, called it, now knows your boss's name, and now drops that in to your comment section.
It's wild.
Yeah, pretty crazy,
Yeah,
man.
And people wonder why I wear my shirt inside out when I'm filming.
Yeah, we talked
myself.
about it on a couple podcast episodes ago. We were talking about that was a recommendation to all these guys out here filming themselves and all that. I was like, unless you're ready for it, try not to blast where you work. We had one apprentice in a plumbing fails group on Facebook. He got obliterated. He posted something there. They knew where he worked at. They went on Google and they wrote all these negative reviews about the company and the guy, and the Google score dropped. You probably just got this guy fired, and the company's reputation was at stake there. But yeah, these guys
Well,
are
especially
ruthless.
for an
So-
apprentice.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and
There's
and,
plenty of room for improvement, and then you just
Exactly.
go and shit on him and get him fired. That's ridiculous.
It's these old heads, bro. It's all these guys that are old heads, or these guys that are like, and I know you being union, but you got
Oh,
those
yeah.
super union guys that are willing to shoot somebody just because they said like local 1887 was not a good union. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, yeah.
these guys, and I've looked into it. I did a deep dive on trolling in general, why people do this. And apparently it's because in real life, they have no control over their life. They have very little control. Like their job sucks,
Yep.
their social life sucks, their living life sucks. And so they use social media as an outlet because we have found there's this fourth wall that people think that I can do and say whatever I want because you'll never be able to find me.
That
Yep.
makes perfect
Yep.
sense because I get all these non-union guys bashing on the union on my Instagram page. So that makes perfect sense that their life's falling apart and they're just jealous of my perfect life as an electrician.
there you go.
Yep.
I
They hate us because they hate us.
exactly.
That's right. Yep. Don't hate me because you hate me.
But
Yeah,
That's what I always say.
and
hate
so
us 'cause they ain't us.
we're leading into the second half of this podcast as far as the trolls go with the talk we're doing right now. You have the scammers, and then you have these other guys, these disgruntled human beings that had a bad day at work or aren't working at all and spend all their spend all their time.
Had a bad.
Yeah,
I always think of that
Yeah.
song when someone says that.
yeah. Spend all their time on the computer, and they just go on these videos, and it doesn't matter what you're posting, they're going to say something negative about it. And I know Replum has used these comments, regurgitated it back, and used it as actual commentary in his videos, which was genius, man. Genius level stuff.
Smart.
I
Boston
basically
would
called in
say.
for reinforcements too. Now I got people that will help me out with these disgruntled people that you're describing, and they do the work for me. Now I don't even have to defend myself.
Oh, in the
perfect.
comment
Yep.
section, you're saying.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, Danger, he's actually Danger and Vader and Adam and a couple other people, they'll jump in on the comments if it gets too heavy for on my videos there.
I don't see none of y'all. I get no reinforcements.
I just tell
But
you,
just
I
go
wouldn't run
after
it that
them,
way.
though, as the guy. I
The
just,
lone wolf.
yeah. It's all good. I can handle my.
Vader was in there the other day, man. I saw him.
Was
I don't
he?
know what he was saying, but I saw him in the comment section. Boston said it best. I laugh at these responses where he was like, "Phones must not be ringing." I use that one actually in my when I see these guys. Ooh, you commented back again, man. Phones must not be ringing. I can't wrap my head around it. It's always been a mystery. We talked about this before the podcast started. Back early on when I was first posting my stuff, I could see why other people, and Replum could probably relate to this, they're kind of gun shy at posting their own work on social media because of these guys out here. They're like, they can't take it, and I get it. It's not for the thin skin. It's ruthless, and it gets to me sometimes too, and it's you just let it roll off. Let's talk about some of these guys. You guys got a troll that said something to you in a comment section?
Replum?
I got this guy that was on YouTube, and he kept asking for some commercial work, right? Residential is for sissies and girls, and so why don't I jump into some commercial work? And then eventually I got tired of it, so I called him out in a video, And turns out he was just joking. He was just trying to get under my skin, and it worked. And he starred in one of my videos.
Wow.
That was just the most recent troll I can think of.
That's one thing too with the internet and everything. You never know when someone's trying to be, sarcastic or anything.
So just to
Yeah. Oh.
introduce everyone to Nick, by the way, he's Nick Electric, but all he does is make memes.
Yes.
Just being mean
Yeah.
to plumbers and how electricians are superior, by the
That's
way.
right. Don't you forget it.
So Nick is technically a troll. So
yeah,
we have an
that's
expert
true.
on this podcast right now.
Nick, why do you make the memes?
Why do I make them? Because I enjoy memes. They're fun, and there's too many people out there that are way too serious about everything. I feel like people need a good laugh about work.
So yeah, it adds a positive part to your day. It's not all about the
Right,
negative.
exactly.
No, and
This
Nick's
is good.
good-hearted about it. He always posts something that's pretty funny that on a job site, especially like a commercial or union job site, everyone would be laughing about. And you might have one guy that's mad, but no one talks to that guy anyway.
He's the oddball.
But I think that's and I think that's like kind of the difference too between the troll haters that we get as opposed to guys that just like to poke fun at the other trades or at each other. And I think that's really like some of these guys, like you were just saying, Evan, about he was just messing with you, but in your mind he wasn't. And I think we've all kind of been there, but you get to a point where you just realize that, and I'm going to go ahead and make an official quote. Boston Plumbing Monster has said this in previous podcasts on a previous thing we used to do, that the internet is not real life.
Yeah.
So quit taking it so seriously. And for a lot of us, that clicked and it changed our whole way that we viewed our social media platforms because of that. I'll go toe to toe with these guys back and forth. And the minute they make a slip up in a comment, especially the difference between your and your, I'm all over them. And 9 times out of 10, that shuts them up.
Should have stayed in school. That's it.
That's, hey, whatever we can do to make it more enjoyable. But there again, like Plum said, you flipped the script on these guys. You started using their comments and posting it in your actual videos, and it actually gained more following and it actually gained more interaction with it. And I think all of us have seen that. I know that I use the quote unquote super easy installs and don't hate me because you ain't me, because the fact is that gets under people's skin when you say that to somebody. You're just like, oh, I don't want to be. And you get a paragraph after that, and you just send a laughing emoji back at them, and that just ticks them off more.
Replum, I can't remember when it was, but I remember when you actually did the voices for one of the first times there.
I feel like it had to be a ball valve PR.
That's
Yep.
the first
What
thing.
else would I
That's
be
the
doing?
first thing
Was.
that came to my mind. But I was like, wow. I was like, he better keep this up because that was so unique. Nobody's been doing that ever. And I don't know. Do you remember like when you did it? You were probably just trying it out, right?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't going to be an every videos thing. So what happened was this was at a point where TikTok was changing their payout structure. So you had to make the video longer than 1 minute in order to monetize it. And so then I'm thinking, okay, all the sounds are only 1 minute long. And so then I can't pick when the song starts. I'm just stuck with whenever it starts and I have to like that sound. And so it's getting really hard for me to pick a song for my video that I liked. And I saw my engagement dying down because the videos just weren't as enjoyable. So I was like, okay, I could just do my own sound. I'll start doing a voiceover. So basically all my videos have to be 1.1 seconds long because I need it to be able to go to YouTube and be under a minute. And then for TikTok, it has to be over a minute. And so I did the whole voiceover thing in order to stay within those confines. And then it obviously started working as far as people liking the voiceovers. So just kept the ball rolling with it. I just kept doing it.
Awesome. Yeah, I figured that out about TikTok because that you have to be over a minute long on there. But
I just love the voices. I love the two different dynamics. Being someone that used to dabble in voiceover acting, the fact that you talk, then you use the historic "Hey boy" one, and then that one, the
Or
Morty. I
next.
call it the Morty voice. Is what I call it. It is so funny.
Yeah. That guy was just, he's concerned about everything. He wonders if you reamed it, even if you don't show that step at all. He's just thinking in his head, did that guy ream that?
I just see this like pale, balding man behind you that is sweating with his hands, and he's just tapping them together, going, "Are you sure?"
Yeah,
Just
he
like-
probably has a hard hat on, maybe like a fluorescent vest, just so everybody sees him. He's real concerned about safety.
about to say, sounds like the
and,
safety
everything
guy.
being done by the book.
You sure? You
sure
You
Yeah.
sounded that fitting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks a little hot there. You sure that house might burn
Don't
down when you
forget
leave?
your pee-pee.
Yeah.
Just everything. Yeah.
You wear safety glasses.
Where's
Oh,
your
gosh.
gloves?
Yeah. Yeah, oh god. Oftentimes I get in the comment section, no gloves and like a mad face and a thumbs down. And I'm like,
I get the
dude,
exact opposite.
You
Just
need to
pressing
make
two-
a video with fingerless gloves.
I can't. Someone already did because their hands started to. They had to cut their fingers out of their gloves. What was the reason why, Evan?
No, actually, I think it just ripped, but then I made it a joke.
Oh, I missed that
so-
video.
Yeah, that was a disposal job, and my
Yeah.
thumbs ripped off, and I was like, "Oh yeah, my hands got hot." Or I don't.
Yeah,
remember
there we
what
go.
I
Your
said,
hands got
but-
hot. Yeah, that's exactly what you said. You're like, oh, my hands got hot, and I started laughing, dude. I was like, where did these gloves come from? What?
Finger.
Yeah, because I used to never wear gloves, but then I realized the videos look better with
That's-
the gloves.
I was
sometimes.
gonna
don't
say that. I think most people don't realize that it looks better with the gloves in it, and I can't explain it. I saw that my views went up when I had gloves on versus not. I had
It's a
people
secret.
say yeah, that's the secret. I was like, I've gotten comments from people where the guy goes, "Oh yeah, it's the guy Mr. Muppet Hands again," and all this other different different things.
Get some
Yeah.
Kermit the
What does that
Frog
even
gloves,
mean?
please.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr.
Yeah, yeah.
Muppet hands. I gotta remember that.
The fingerless gloves was a good idea too, though. Like actually cut the tips off a Milwaukee glove and then wear it,
Right?
especially when it gets colder
Paint your
here.
nails.
You still have the dexterity.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
but-
No, I'm still gonna roll without gloves on.
Yeah, but yeah, any chance we're gonna get a new voice in the upcoming a year or so? Do you know if you got
Oh,
one in the
yeah.
works or what?
Gosh,
You're working-
yeah. I think I'm too attached to the ones that I have now.
You'll make
See-
a new one. You'll do it. I believe in you.
You gotta find one that's like this.
Oh yeah, a country
you know,
voice
like,
might be
hey,
different.
Hey man,
Yeah.
can you just rig this up real quick?
Oh gosh, roll
Yeah.
with that.
Oh, actually, that actually does spark some things. Yeah, it's got some
or you
gears
could just
turned.
sound really mean and dumb. Just like, hey man, you gonna fix that up real
Danger.
quick?
Why don't you just
No,
roll
I
with
think
that,
that
dude?
first voice.
Do what?
just roll with that accent in your videos.
You want me to start talking like this? Hey y'all, it's me, Plum
Yeah,
Dangerous.
it's perfect.
Yeah, see, right there, that sounds like a customer that's like overly nice, and he wants to like bring me a tool that he
Yeah.
thinks might help.
Are
my
you
kid and all
thirsty?
this and that.
Replum, I'll let you have the real deep Southern voice, but you can't take my Groma Pile voice. I gotta keep this one. I'm gonna use this.
I was gonna
next
say, are
time.
you thirsty? You want a bottle of water?
Get some sweet tea.
No, I'm fine. I got my sweet tea right
you want
here.
some help?
Extra
You want
sweet.
some help lifting that?
If you stay in Georgia long enough, do you start just sounding like that though?
Yeah, you're more likely to get shot than it sounds right now. Maybe you're either
Oh.
leaving with a Southern accent or a gunshot wound.
I was saying, or in a casket.
Yeah, Southern accent or Southern casket. Which one you want?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm enjoying all the content that you're putting out, Replum, and
Yeah, I
for,
appreciate
for
that, man.
anybody that's listening to this podcast that doesn't follow his page, make sure to check him out. He's at Replum. That's re.plum on Instagram, and I think you're just going by Evan Burns on Facebook and
Yeah, and then I'm Replum with no dot. Yeah, unfortunately, my name was taken.
on Facebook.
No, Instagram was the last platform I joined.
Oh,
it
so they
was-
got
on Facebook. I don't know why I ended up doing that.
okay. Yeah, so that is that more of you're probably using like professional mode on there still, right? Even though you're going by your real name.
It's a page. Yeah, whatever it is, I can't get verified. Yeah, it's a
That's
page.
weird because Boston. That was one of the things that I recommended him do when he got on there.
And they say it's got like active impersonation detection, whatever. I don't know how that works. but
Yeah, that's wild.
supposedly you get better support for impersonation accounts, which would be
Right.
nice.
But anyway, Replum, awesome to have you on here, man. Danger.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having
Yep,
me.
no problem. Danger, pleasure as always. Nick.
Yeah.
Nick, you're an electrician.
That's right. Don't you forget it.
Yeah. So yeah, enjoyable podcast. Sorry Boston couldn't make it here. I just want to make it clear to everybody, don't click any links. Make sure to go check out his new page. That's Matt Benavidez on Facebook. And he's got the blue check. Can't miss it. And report that old page if you get a chance.
Just constantly.
Report it.
Constantly. Until it gets taken down.
And leave hate comments too.
No, wait, hold on.
If you're gonna leave hate
Re-
comments,
report the Boston Plumbing Monster page, not the Matt
No, yeah, yeah.
Benavidez
Yeah.
page. Let's get that across first before anyone starts reporting his page. It's the old page, the Boston Plumbing Monster page. Report that.
Yep.
The Matt page is the new up and running 2.0.
He's not posting anymore on the old page. He's posted on the new page. So you should be able to figure that out, that the dates are different. He hasn't posted anything on there in about 3 weeks. So everything on the new page is current. Anyway, all right. I appreciate everybody listening to this podcast. Have a great day.
Peace.
And we'll see you on the next one.
You know my job's at, boy.
Howdy ho! We're back.
Wicked.
Another episode. This is a late night.
You better get your beers out because we're going to keep going.